food is more than just sustenance, it's a gateway to the stories, traditions, and cultures of different places around the world. From the spices of India to the delicate pastries of France, there's a unique culinary experience waiting in every corner of the globe. But some foods are truly extraordinary, standing out not just for their taste, but for their deep roots in history and tradition. Join me today in celebrating the wonders of Escamoles, the caviar of Mexico. Let's start with the basics. What exactly are escamoles? Escamoles, also known as Mexican caviar, are the edible larvae of Liametopum ants, specifically the black ants that are native to Mexico. These larvae are found in the roots of certain agave and maguey plants, making their discovery and harvesting a task that requires knowledge, skill, and patience. You might be wondering, ant larvae? Is that really something people eat? Yes, absolutely. In fact, escamoles have been a part of Mexican cuisine for hundreds of years, dating all the way back to the Aztec and pre-Hispanic periods. They were not only a source of protein for indigenous people, but also a highly valued delicacy due to the difficulty involved in harvesting them. The larvae are typically harvested during the spring, between February and April, which is a limited window of availability, adding to their exclusivity. Now, why exactly are escamoles referred to as Mexican caviar? This term draws a direct comparison to the much celebrated fish eggs of sturgeon, often associated with luxury and high-end dining. The nickname comes from both the look and the cultural significance of escamoles. Let's talk about the texture first. When cooked, escamoles have a distinctive, almost pearl-like appearance, similar to caviar. The color is typically off-white or beige, and when sautéed, the larvae develop a slightly crunchy exterior with a soft, creamy center. This gives them a texture that many say is similar to fish roe or caviar, hence the comparison. But the similarities don't end at appearance and texture. Much like how caviar is considered a luxury food due to its rarity and difficulty to obtain, escamoles share a similar status in Mexico. Harvesting escamoles is no easy task. Skilled harvesters venture out to carefully dig up the larvae, avoiding the aggressive ants that protect their nests. It's a job that requires great precision and experience, and this difficulty in harvesting, combined with their limited availability, drives up the price of escamoles. Escamoles hold deep cultural value in Mexico, especially in the central regions such as Hidalgo, Tlaxcala, and Puebla, where they've been harvested for centuries. For many families in these areas, harvesting and preparing escamoles is a tradition passed down through generations. It's a food that brings people together and is often enjoyed during special occasions or festivals. The pre-Hispanic people of Mexico, like the Aztecs, highly revered escamoles not only because they were a rich source of protein, but also due to their symbolism of abundance and prosperity. Some believe that these traditions have survived so long because of how deeply intertwined they are with the cycles of nature and the agricultural rhythms of life in central Mexico. Today, escamoles have made their way into many different dishes. You might find them served in tacos, sautéed with butter, garlic, and epazote, or even incorporated into more modern, gourmet creations. This versatility is part of what makes escamoles so special. They are a bridge between the past and present, between simple, traditional recipes and the innovative techniques of modern chefs. If you've never tried them before, you might expect a strong, off-putting flavor, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, escamoles are known for their mild, almost buttery taste. They don't have a strong bug flavor like some other insects, which is one reason they're so approachable for first-time eaters. When sautéed with butter, garlic, and herbs like epazote, escamoles take on a rich, savory flavor that's often described as nutty or slightly earthy. The texture, as I mentioned earlier, is also part of the appeal. There's a pleasant contrast between the slight crunch on the outside and the creamy, soft interior, which is a lot like eating well-prepared caviar or even scrambled eggs. This unique combination of texture and flavor makes escamoles a standout ingredient in both traditional and modern Mexican dishes. If you're a fan of delicate, subtle flavors that pair well with herbs and spices, escamoles might surprise you. They offer a culinary experience that's both exotic and surprisingly familiar, especially if you enjoy foods like fish roe or shellfish. Earlier, we touched on the difficulty of harvesting escamoles, but let's dive deeper into what this process looks like. The harvest of escamoles takes place in the semi-arid highlands of central Mexico, where the Liametopum ants build their nests deep in the roots of agave and maguey plants. Harvesters carefully dig around the base of these plants to locate the nests. The goal is to extract the larvae without damaging the plants, which are important for both the ant survival and the region's agave-based industries like tequila and mezcal production. The harvesting process requires both patience and caution. The ants are highly protective of their larvae and will aggressively defend their nests. Harvesters must work quickly and skillfully to avoid ant bites while carefully collecting the larvae. Once the larvae are collected, they are thoroughly cleaned and prepared for cooking. Because of the challenges involved in both finding and harvesting escamoles, it's clear why this delicacy is not only rare but also valued as a luxury food item. The labor-intensive process and the risks involved in harvesting make escamoles something special, an ingredient that demands respect and care from start to finish. Many local markets, especially during the spring, will offer escamoles for sale, and they can often be found in restaurants that specialize in traditional Mexican cuisine. If you're lucky enough to be in Mexico during Escamole season, you might even find them at street food stalls or at local festivals, where they're often served in simple but delicious preparations, like tacos or sautéed in butter. In recent years, escamoles have also gained attention from high-end chefs both in Mexico and internationally. You might find them featured on the menus of gourmet restaurants, where chefs are exploring new ways to incorporate this traditional ingredient into modern dishes. Whether served in a fine dining setting or in a more casual, local context, escamoles are definitely an unforgettable culinary experience. Escamoles, or Mexican caviar, are much more than just a rare delicacy. They're a window into the deep cultural history of Mexico, a testament to the traditions that have survived for centuries, and a culinary treasure that continues to inspire chefs and food lovers around the world. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.